What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Aaron Brown, the GOAT, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, I will be talking about how Noah Lyles embarrassed the sport of track and field live on TV. I seen the clip on Twitter. It had 500 likes from the Tonight Show. So I would say he embarrassed us in front of millions of people, but I'm just going to say he embarrassed us in front of 500 people. And when I say us, I don't mean me included. I just mean the sport of track and field post-collegiately with people who have contracts getting paid who call themselves pros. And I would like to go into a little background because I'm not a fan of Noah Lyles. I don't have nothing against the man personally because I don't know him to have anything against him personally. But as a sports fan, I feel like I'm obligated and have the right to like the teams that I like and dislike the teams that I don't like, and like the athletes who I like and dislike the athletes who I don't like. And the athletes and teams who I like, I root for them. And the athletes and teams who I dislike, I root against them. And it's just that simple. And unfortunately, Noah Lyles falls into that category of people who I dislike when it comes to sports. So I root against them. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't look too much into it. But a lot of people I see often always have hateful things to say towards Noah Lyles. And don't get me wrong, I'm in that category. There's not much good I can really say about bro except that he runs fast. Other than him running fast, there's not much positive I can really say about bro. And people often ask me, bro, why do you hate Noah Lyles so much? What did he do to you? The man never did nothing to me. He's an athlete in a sport. He's just not one of my favorite athletes. LeBron James never did shit to me. But I will root against LeBron every opportunity I get because I'm not a LeBron James fan. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. It's the same analogy across all professional sports. So you would think, but track and field just happen to be so sensitive and shit like that. They want to be treated like pros until it's time to be treated like pros. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to look into the time where I first started disliking Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles came onto the track scene at a pro level of 2016 when he graduated high school. But I didn't know anything about him because I didn't know anything about track because I wasn't running track in 2016. But I started running cross country in 2017. And that's when I first started looking into other runners beside myself. And that's when I stumbled across Noah Lyles. He was this little peanut head guy who would always do little weird things, little anime shit. I was I guess he's fresh out of high school. So, he's still a kid. But that's weird, but I guess he still has that kid shit in him. He'll wear little anime socks and do little anime shit when he win races. But he wouldn't do too much or say too much, so it was just this little peanut head guy running fast. So I didn't think too much of him. Then years went by and he was just running faster and faster. And it was that's cool and shit like that. Wasn't really a fan of him, really didn't dislike him either. He was just always kind of weird to me. But I was pretty neutral about him. I didn't really have any ill will towards him as a sports fan. Just always strikes me as a little odd. And then on a big day in 2022, where it all started, USA Championships. It's the finals, and Arian Knighton comes off the curve
Noah catches
first.
him right at the end and points at him like he accomplished something major. And it was all right, cool. He pointed at the kid. Arian Knighton had just turned 18 at this time, and he ran 19.6 in this race. And it was Noah done beat a lot of people. I think he done beat Christian Coleman before. He done beat Fred Curley before. But he never just pointed at them and ever played them like they was no hoe or nothing. He just beat them and kept it pushing. But the 18-year-old kid, he beat him and then he pointed at him, which was he's weird and he do shit like that, but all right. And then after the race, he go do an interview and it's he talking shit to bro. And it's Arian don't know what to do. He a kid, bro don't know what to do. He just standing there what the fuck? And I'm thinking damn, Noah, you 25 years old. This little kid, he 18, just was 17 a few weeks ago. And you doing bro like this. And you ain't never did Fred like this. You ain't never did Coleman like this. And at the time, from what I was hearing, Coleman didn't even like Noah. So you had the perfect opportunity to do bro like this and talk shit to him. So that's where the hate for Noah started. But it was, and don't get me wrong,
if he would have just did that and that's just been him his whole career, it'd have been okay, that's Noah. He does shit like that. He gonna beat you, gonna talk shit to you, to anybody. But if you go pick on the weakest link and bro don't know how to take up for himself, I feel like I'm obligated to take up for him because I don't condone in bullying. So I feel if you gonna bully bro, I'm gonna bully you. And if Noah was just like this shit talking person, like he's been that, like, all right, that's Noah. Like Noah does that, but he's out there with an unauthentic personality that's not him. And everybody in track sees through it. So I see so much Noah Lyles hate online, and it's just hella people seeing through this fake tough guy persona. Like, brother, you're not a main character. And the fact that they trying to push him and make him as like the face of track, that's why track will never be taken serious, because they're trying to force him on us instead of the people who we naturally gravitate to, like the Sha'Carries and people of that nature. They try to move them out the forefront and force a Noah on us, and it just, nah. He's not authentic. Just like when he did this, it was irregular and unnatural. And then he's just like, he's so awkward. Like when he first came out, when he was like 16 or 17, 18, when he was like his senior year of high school, it was like, all right, he's like this little weird. He's a little weird, but we let it slide because he's young. But now he's damn near 30. Like bro's turning 27 this year. And he's still like the same, like awkward. And now he's like trying to be something that he wasn't. And it's just way more awkward than it needs to be. So every time he talks and every time he like just, I don't know, it's just every time he talks, like you just know like it's not authentic. Like that's not really you. And I be seeing that and I be like, bro, just be yourself. Like we'll rock with you if you being yourself. Like it's so many weird people doing track, but we rock with them because they themselves. But you try so hard to be something that's not you, and like we see through that shit. And he just does all and say all the wrong shit, in my opinion. He has all the talent in the world, but he just needs some guidance off the track, if you ask me. Like in this interview, he had just won 3 gold medals at the World Championships. He has the time to really put track on a pedestal and talk about the work he put in to get these 3 gold medals and how hard he worked and the path that it took to get to this level and to that moment. But instead, he go off and start talking about the NBA. These guys don't know you exist. Why would you work this hard your whole life to get to this moment? And instead of giving yourself the props and thanking the people that helped you get to this level, you worry about motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you. So I'm saying, like, the guy has just always been weird and said little weird shit, like, since he came out when he was in 2016. But now it's just magnified since they're trying to force him in, like, the main media. He's just not that guy. Like, he shouldn't be the leader of United States track. In my opinion, I think he'll make a hell of a follower. But the leader, hell no. He's vocal, but he's forcing it. He has this false confidence. Even when he go do interviews, like he don't really sound confident. It just sound like he's saying stuff to try to convince himself of it. Which in my opinion is what I call delusion. And a lot of people will say I'm hating, but I literally have no reason to hate on bro. Just look at this.
The fastest man in the world is a title that you earned at the 2023 World Championships. It's got to feel good to say that you're the fastest man in the world.
It does. It feels very good.
Yeah. Give people an idea of how fast you are, of your speed. How fast are you running at your fastest?
I'd say 26 miles per hour. So if I ran in a school zone, I'd get a ticket.
Yeah,
Like, it's just unnatural. 26 miles per hour. If I run in the speed zone, or in the school zone, I'll get a ticket. Like, you got to think about it. These people in the audience, they don't know anything about track. I know about track. And you saying 26 miles per hour, like, that doesn't move me. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, if you trying to convince somebody that doesn't know anything about running of how fast you are, I don't think that was a good example. Because even then, your everyday person driving through a school zone going 25 miles per hour, you got to think they just coming off a freeway going 80 miles per hour. So when they go 25 in the school zone, they feel like they damn near walking through the school zone. So that shit probably doesn't seem that fast to them. Because that's how I think about it. And I run track. So somebody that doesn't know anything about track, it just seems weird. And I love on how TV, like, they edit, like, the little laughs in the background. I mean, I've been on a few TV shows, so I know how that shit go. But I can tell you, the majority of people in the audience wasn't laughing. Like, they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
But as a sprinter, you can't, like, rev up to 26 miles. You have to start at 26 miles an hour.
My point exactly. That was not a good example. Like, Jimmy Fallon, little chicken head ass, he talking about you got to start at 26 miles per hour. Your average person who doesn't know anything about running, you got to use a better analogy than that. And we've heard that so many times. Like, I run this amount of miles per hour, I'll get a ticket in the school zone, blah, blah, blah. That's just not a good analogy. And just look at bro's, pay attention to bro's body language. Like, he seems nervous. He doesn't seem confident. But this is the face of USATF track.
No, you don't have to start, but you got to be dang close, you know? If you're starting at 5 miles per hour, I'm sure everybody going to run away from you.
Yeah. I mean, you just go, your muscles are just ready to go once you go.
Yeah, I'm putting about, so if you've watched track, you know, we had used blocks when we first start.
Yeah.
I'm putting more than 300 pounds of force into those blocks.
Like, what does that even mean? The audience isn't full of science students and math students. No one knows what that means besides somebody like you or a person who studies the science behind track. These aren't track people you telling this shit to. Like, you telling this to your everyday person. And at least if he's up there and he doesn't really know what he's saying and he's just making up stuff, he can at least be entertaining with it. Like, he's just, I don't know. He seems nervous. He's definitely not confident. Not as confident as he was when he was talking crazy to Area Knight, and that's for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he has a false persona. Like, it's unauthentic, and that's why a lot of people don't gravitate towards Noah Lyles. And when they do, they gravitating towards him like on a hateful note. And that's the reason I said Noah Lyles embarrassed track and field on the show, because they sent bro on the show as like the face of track and field to the average person who didn't know anything about track and field in their attempt to get more people to tune in and watch track and field. And I feel like Noah Lyles isn't the person for that. He's not the person that you can put in front of an average person and him being charismatic enough to make them tune in to him outside of when they're forced to. Like, as an average person, me watching this would make me want to go buy a Flow Track account to watch Noah Lyles run. And then also, when you try to make a person a face, that's you sending a message that this is what our sport is. This is what the people in our sport are. This is the image that we uphold. And this is the image. And this is how people pretty much look and act in our sport. The majority of people in track and field don't act like Noah Lyles. They don't do the thing Noah Lyles do. They aren't as weird as bro. Like, they could have took a normal track person. They could have put Grant Holloway on there. Grant Holloway is entertaining. Grant Holloway is more entertaining than Noah Lyles. But Grant don't try super hard. He don't have a false persona. He's him, and his natural personality can captivate regular people. I feel like after seeing interviews and things of that nature with Noah Lyles, it's like he only knows how to interact with track people. And if a person is not a track person, it just always seems super, super weird and awkward. Like, every time he talks, it seems awkward and weird. But when he's interacting with somebody that doesn't participate in track, it just seems super, super weird and awkward. If you just pay attention to like his mannerisms, his body language, it just seems weird. So I know a lot of people will be like, oh, a lot of people hate him from when he did the world champions of what thing. I've been hating bro way before that. And like I said, I don't have nothing personal against bro. It's just that he's not one of my favorite athletes. So therefore, I don't want to see him do good. And that's just how things work in track. It's not a, oh, he's hating, he's this, he's that. I'm not hating. We cheer for our favorite teams and athletes in sports, and Noah Lyles just happened to not be one of my favorites. So therefore, I cheer against him. And it's simple as that.